Welcome, welcome, daily mobility. Today we're going to focus on the posterior chain. We're going to do some spine work, specifically getting into the lower back with some flexion, lateral flexion, and even a little bit of rotation. In terms of equipment, we're pretty minimal today. I've got something to elevate my leg on. We're going to do some leg elevated QL side bends. I've got a block just in case you need. I've got a riser just in case you need. And I've got a light dumbbell. In terms of weight, this is the way I think about using weight for loaded mobility drills is I'm choosing a weight that's heavy enough that it's going to help pull me into my deepest position, but not so heavy that it prevents me from getting into my deepest position. And we can progressively load it over time, which means adding a little bit more weight as long as it doesn't restrict us from getting into the deepest positions. So hopefully that guides you. And as always, don't work through pain. Regress the movement until you're pain-free, and then slowly, gradually over time, we can work our way there. Let's start with some controlled articular rotations. We'll start with the thoracic spine to open things up. So soft knees, feet under the hips, and let's create a little bit of tension in the abdominals. We'll place the hands on the shoulders and keep the movement exclusively to this area of the body, like you're stuck in cement from here down. Hands on the shoulders, and let's fold forward in the upper spine to bring elbows down to the floor. Then let's tuck left elbow into the left pocket as the right shoulder comes up. Reach the left shoulder back towards the left back pocket, and then rotate across and show your chest to the sky as the left shoulder comes up, right shoulder, right back pocket, and then fold forward, right elbow, right front pocket, both elbows down, one more pass. Left elbow, left pocket, shoulder into the back pocket, chest to the sky, right shoulder, right back pocket, right elbow down, both elbows down, and we'll go the other way. Right elbow into this pocket now. Open chest to the sky, rotate across, left elbow, left pocket, both elbows down, and one more pass. Right elbow, right front pocket, right shoulder, back pocket, chest to the sky, over to the other side, left shoulder into the left back pocket, left elbow down, both elbows down. Beautiful. Okay, love that one. Let's go spinal cars next. So we're going to go down into a quadruped position, and I want you thinking about segmenting one vertebrae at a time to the best of your abilities, but we also want to create a little bit of tension here. So make sure knees are under hips, hands under shoulders, push the ground away. And now I'm going to push my hands away from the knees to create a little bit of tension. Then all I want you to do is tuck your tailbone and push your lower back to the sky. And then eventually your mid-spine. Then push through the shoulder blades. And last, tuck your chin. From here, let's reverse direction of the hands and knees and start to untuck just the tailbone. Keep your chin and everything else tucked in flexion. Then the lower spine. Eventually the mid-spine, then the upper spine through the shoulder blades, and last the chin untucks, and we make a long neck. Don't just crank back on the neck, but long. Everything in extension, reach. From here, switch direction of the hands pushing apart, and let's start to tuck just from the tailbone, and then the lower back, and then eventually the mid-back, and then eventually we push up through the thoracic spine, through the shoulder blades, and the chin tucks last. And one more time, reverse direction of hands and knees, pull them in together, and now start untucking just the tailbone. And just the lower back, and the mid-spine, and then the upper spine kicks in, and then the chin untucks last. And come back to neutral, beautiful. Excellent. All right, let's start really opening up the posterior chain, the backside, including the hamstrings. We're going to start with one of my favorite movements for the hamstring in the lower back called the elephant walk. If you are unable to get palms to the ground, I want you to use a block, and this is going to become a target that we can push into and that we can measure our progress. And I want you to start with feet directly under the hips with soft knees, bend the knees, and we're going to try and push the hips back and create as much contact between the stomach and thighs as we can. From here, place your hands on the implement, and if you can, let's try and straighten one leg, while we maintain contact between the stomach and the thigh on the other side. And then bend that knee, keep the heels on the ground, and do that from the other side. If you can lock your knee out completely, I want you to lower the implement and continue to lower. And if you're able to get palms to the ground while still locking that out, that's where I want you to be. If not, I want the palms on that implement. And we're just going to go back and forth, one side to the other, locking out one side and then locking out the other. And make sure you breathe. And as I lock out one side, I compress on the other. And here, now, start pressing the palms into the floor or into the object, and try and relax the hamstrings as you pull your torso into the thighs. Perfect. Keep the heels on the ground, and we'll do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here, extend both legs and really push the palms into the ground and breathe. We're going to hold this position for 30 seconds. Good. Try and pull the torso deeper against the thighs as you press the palms into the floor or the implement. Excellent. We'll hang out here for another 10 seconds or so. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming out of that position. Make sure you're not feeling lightheaded, and maybe move those legs and hips around, and that block can go away. Next, we're going to take a look at a movement called the Jefferson Curl. And if you've got a block, now would be the time to use it if you need. And we can use this in various ways. So the Jefferson Curl is, I want you to think of it like you're rolling off a wall with the spine and going back into that forward fold position. So I'll start here, and I want to segment one vertebra at a time, where I tuck the chin, and then I roll the upper back and the shoulders forward, and one vertebrae at a time, I roll down until I'm at my target, touched with my fingers underneath the dumbbell. Or if you can get all the way to the ground, now's the time to go. And if that's not enough of a stretch, this is where we can stand on an implement and do the same thing, where we roll down, and now the floor becomes our new target. And if that's still not enough of a stretch, you can continue to raise up below the feet until the ground is just out of reach. So that is the setup for the Jefferson Curl. We're going to go 5 reps with a 5-second hold in the bottom position. Ready? Feet under the hips, lock the knees, flex the thighs, and let's curl down. Find that bottom position. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Think about pushing up through the lower back. One vertebrae at a time, back to the wall. And here we go. Number 2, roll down. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Rolling back up, down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Tuck the chin first. Chin also untucks last. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lead with the lower back, and then mid-spine, upper spine, head last. Last one. Down, reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Good. Next movement we're going to pair is called the QL side bend. So the QL, these muscles are on either side of your spine, and they attach bottom of the ribs to the top of the hip, and they're involved in lateral flexion. So we're going to practice lateral flexion. We're also going to elevate the leg. So now we're going to get a little bit of adductor and hamstring. I want you to place the dumbbell on the inside hand, and we're going to rotate this foot straight up and maybe a little behind us. Other arm goes behind the head, and I'm pretending like I'm stuck between two planes of glass. I can use this hand to push to keep me squared up, facing this way. And this elbow goes up and back as I reach down, and I'm sliding this arm down this leg to find that stretch and open up this side. And we're going to hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reset. If you're feeling too much of a stretch here and not enough here, then I just want you to find an implement that's a little bit lower for the leg. All right, 5 reps, 5-second hold. We'll go together. And here we go. Slide down that leg, long spine, maybe eyes to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reset, and slide down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Reach. Don't forget to breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Reach and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reset. Beautiful. Slowly coming out of that one, we'll go to the other side. So I'm going to face this way, away from the camera. And leg comes up. I'm going to push because I've got my left leg up, I'm going to push my left hip forward. Dumbbell goes in the left hand, right hand behind the head. And as we fold down to the side, rotate that elbow up and back and reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reset. And over. Reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reset. And reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reset. 2 more. Reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. So we have found that sometimes if you have stiffness or pain in the lower back, the QL, those two muscles on either side of the spine that are involved in lateral flexion, can be the culprit. So sometimes this provides tremendous relief for people. Test it out for yourself. The last movement we're going to look at in this series is called the torso tornado. So this one here, I'm going to make my way to the wall, but I'll show you here first. We want feet underneath the hips and soft knees. I want to make sure that when I rotate, because this is a rotational movement, that my feet don't rotate with me or don't come off the ground. So I'm going to try and keep them really rooted on the ground. If you've got socks on a slippery floor, it might not work. So you might want to modify that and find something that you can grip onto with the feet. We're going to rotate to one side with soft knees, place both hands on the wall. Then I'm going to push equally through both hands if you can. In terms of distance from the wall, roughly 1.5 of your foot distances, and probably no more than 2 of your foot distances away from the wall. We'll do 5 per side, 3-second holds. So come on back here. I'm going to get set up. Feet facing forward. And I'm going to rotate like I'm wringing out a towel. Keep my feet there and press. 3, 2, 1. And we go to the other side. Rotate and press. 3, 2, 1. Rotate. 3, 2, 1. Equal pressure between both hands. Rotate, press. 3, 2, 1. Rotate, press. 3, 2, 1. Check that your feet haven't moved. Press. 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Rotate, press. 3, 2, 1. rotate, press. 3, 2, 1. Last one. Rotate, press. 3, 2, 1. Press equal, both hands. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. We're going to do that whole series one more time. We'll start with the Jefferson curl. Back to your dumbbell. If you're using a riser, find that. Grabbing the dumbbell, fingers underneath, and remember, we're going to curl from the top down. Tuck the chin, shoulders roll forward, one vertebrae at a time, keeping that chin tucked. Reach down to the ground. See if you get a little more distance this time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lead with the lower back, mid-spine, top of the spine, untuck, and come on down. Roll down, push through the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Chin untucks last. And again. And press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lead with the lower back. 2 more reps. When you get to the bottom, I want you to try and use the front side, your hip flexors, to try and pull your torso deeper against your thighs. 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Last one. Down. Good. And press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lead with the lower back. Uncurl. Beautiful. Good. Back to the QL side bend. So just a reminder, like I'm stuck between 2 planes of glass, and play with the height of the implement where you're raising your legs so you can get more or less in the adductor and hamstring. Right foot goes up, and I push that right hip forward like I'm stuck between 2 planes of glass. The dumbbell, open that up. I don't want it facing this way because check out what happens with my shoulder. It rotates it forward. I want to open this up this way. And now I'm tracing down my leg. And remember, make the spine long this way. Don't just fold over here. Let's put the left hand behind the head. Elbow goes up and back as I slide down the leg, and I'm using that right arm to push and rotate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reset and glide down. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got 2 more. Slide down. Good. Open, up and back with that elbow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reset. And we'll go to the other side. Good. Make sure you enter and exit these positions slowly. Leg goes on the block. Perfect. Right hand behind the head. And we're going to use that left arm to push and trace along the leg as the right elbow goes up and back and reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reset. And again, reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reset. And reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reset. Reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Reach. And pull that elbow up and back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Well done. We're almost there. We got one more torso tornado. Let's go back to the wall. Keep these feet anchored. Remember, 1.5 to 2 foot distances away. Soft knees. And we're going to rotate and press. 3, 2, 1. Other direction and press. 3, 2, 1. And again. Press. 3, 2, 1. rotate, press. 3, 2, 1. And press. 3, 2, 1. Rotate, press. 3, 2, 1. Last two per side. Equal press between both hands. 3, 2, 1. I like to pretend there's a scale under each hand, and I'm trying to get them to read the same amount. 3, 2, 1. Last one. Rotate, press. 3, 2, 1. Last one. And press. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Let's end it there. We got some good forward folding, some hamstrings, some lateral folding, and even some rotation. Hopefully the spine is feeling buttery and you're feeling good. We'll catch you on the next daily mobility.